Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. How are you doing today? Man, I'm so glad you're listening to this episode. I hope that you get a lot of value out of it. I want to talk to you today about how to create more certainty in your life. I know that's something a lot of people would like to see a little more of out there right now. So before I do, I want to talk to you about the quote of the day. The quote of the day is by Jay Morrison, and it's pretty simple. It's just go do it. Just go do it. You know, the results come in your life from your actions. I think that's something we know, and I don't know that it's necessarily something that we put in play, but all the careful planning in the world isn't going to create your life for you. Only massive action is the way that you're going to make things happen. And, you know, ironically, actions are also the only way to create certainty in your life. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about creating certainty in your life. And, you know, this is a topic that, I've heard over and over and over from experts and thought leaders that I've been around, mentors in my life. My business partner, Robert Stuberg, spends a great deal of time talking about creating certainty. And so I think it's a topic that people are ready for, they really need right now. And I want to kind of emphasize that on the episode here today. So the Roman philosopher Seneca said, "Nothing is certain except the past." Nothing is certain except the past. But there's another quote that I really like from Erich Fromm. Erich Fromm said, "The quest for certainty blocks the search for meaning. Uncertainty is the very condition to compel man to unfold his powers." Uncertainty, in this quote, really is something that's necessary, because I think the quest for certainty does really block you sometimes from developing your ultimate potential. And that's why I really like that second quote. I believe, sometimes we place way too much effort on finding certainty in our lives, and we definitely look for certainty in the wrong places. Certainty is important. Obviously, we want to have some peace of mind. We want to be able to create some ability to have stability in our life. But no less that benefits, nothing really, no one really is going to benefit from total certainty. You've got to have a degree of uncertainty in your life in order to have, even just some excitement, right? If you knew everything that was going to happen all the time, nothing would be exciting. You wouldn't be challenged. And I think it's Tony Robbins as well that talks about the need for both certainty and uncertainty. It's a strange thing. It's a real dichotomy that we want to have certainty in our life, but without some variety and uncertainty, we are going to be, bored. We're going to be bored. I've had multiple businesses in the past where I've been able to automate and systematize things, and it gets a little boring. And you know what that's like, even in relationships and business and all types of things. You want to have some degree of variety and excitement and uncertainty. But how do we create certainty? Because right now in the world's in a real state of chaos. We're definitely experiencing a lot of uncertainty. People don't know what to expect. They don't know where to go. They don't know when things are going to change. They don't know if the price of food and gas is going to go down or up. It's hard to plan your budget. It's hard to plan, strategy in business. But here's the thing. How do we learn to create a degree or more certainty in our life to create peace of mind, but do it in the right way? And, one of my mentors, Robert, has made this particular statement to me that really has hit home multiple times. And I really want you to think about what I'm going to say here. So listen real carefully. People make the mistake of looking for certainty outside of themselves. And the only sure bet that you have is to look for certainty inside of yourself by creating that certainty on your own. So what does that actually mean? I mean, what am I trying to say there? How do we create certainty inside of ourselves? Well, I kind of said it before. I believe that the best way to create certainty in our lives is to focus on the only things that we do have control over, and that is our actions and our mindset. Because you do have the ability to control your actions and your mindset. And by focusing on the goals that you set in your life and your unique talents in life and sharing that with people around you in the world, and by taking massive action, we can create a degree and maintain a degree of control and certainty in our life. And that's the key. So, we need to create, what that also does is it helps you to create confidence, self-esteem, peace of mind. And we do these things when we create a plan and we follow through with that plan. Because you have the ability to create a plan and follow through with it, take action. That is the one thing you can control. And when we align that idea with our unique talents and our purpose and passions that we follow, it makes for a really good recipe for a fulfilling life, a happy, successful, happy life, right? So many people, I think the challenge is they rely on their jobs or their parents or their leaders or their influencers to help create some certainty. They're waiting. They're sitting around waiting for that certainty or that security in their life. And it's time that we begin to realize that no one is going to come do it for you. Nobody's going to come rescue you. No one's going to be the hero of your own story. You've got to be the hero of your story. You can't complain and wait. You're sitting on the sidelines waiting for someone to make a change, waiting for the economy to get better, waiting for the price of gas to go down, waiting for your politician of choice or the politics to change. Look, the only way you create certainty is for you to take action and you to be, as Rogan likes to talk about, hero of your own story. What would the hero do? If you were the hero of your story, what would you do? You know what it's going to take in your life right now. What decision have you been putting off? What action have you been putting off? What side interest have you been putting off? What skill do you need to master? What relationship do you need to put more time and energy into? That's what's going to create certainty and peace of mind for you. And that's what, quite frankly, is going to create the results that you want, the results you've been waiting for, the results that you need, the next level. Your actions are going to create your life, the life that you want, the life that you're seeking. Now, listen, I understand that we can feel like life is out of control, right? Maybe you feel like your job is grinding you down and your business is up and down and riding these crazy waves, or that your relationship and the people that are in your life are always demanding your time, and you don't have time for yourself and you've got to take care of everybody else. Or maybe your circumstances that are around you, your environment, your business, your relationships, your communication, whatever it is, all these things they're outside your control. They're outside your control. And what you've got to do, the truth of the matter is that none of that really freaking matters when it comes down to creating your life. All those things outside of you don't matter when it comes to creating your life, because the only thing you control and influence is your focus and your actions. And when you develop a deep sense of purpose and commitment to creating your life, that's when you're going to continue to move in the right direction, a direction of health, wealth, and happiness. Look, I'll give you a story. You've probably heard me talk about the iceberg in the past, or if you've been in Success Anywhere, you've heard of this. But, back many, many years ago, ancient sailors used to be amazed by this super strange phenomenon that they witnessed in the ocean when they saw these massive icebergs that they would pass. The sailors used to wonder why the wind would be blowing them and their sails and boats in a certain direction, and yet they would see these massive icebergs moving against the wind in the opposite direction. It just completely baffled them. And what they didn't realize was a couple of really important things, and through science later on they started to realize this. First, these icebergs that they saw, these massive, enormous blocks of ice, it was really only 10% of the actual mass of the iceberg. The other 90% was underwater. Even though it looked massive on the surface, 90% of it was really underwater. And second, they didn't realize that the deep ocean currents were what was actually taking that massive iceberg against the wind. Because what they realize is it's not the direction of the wind. I've talked about in the sailing before. It's not the direction of the wind, but the set of your sails. It's not the direction of the wind in life that's going to take you in a direction. It's the deep currents inside that are going to drive you in the right direction. And this is a principle we can apply to our lives. When we learn to develop deep commitments to our goals, our passion, and our unique talents, deep currents that are aligned with our purpose and passion in life, we can develop our own deep internal currents that will continue to move us in the direction of our destiny, regardless of what's happening in the world around us, regardless of what's happening with prices of gas, your job, your relationships, all those things. When you develop these deep internal currents, you're going to move the right direction towards peace of mind, towards certainty, towards happiness and fulfillment. But the key is to look internally, not to look externally, not to create your certainty outside of yourself, but to create your certainty inside of yourself. So I hope that makes sense to you. I hope that's something you can learn to change your perspective and look internally rather than externally for your certainty. And remember, your actions are going to create your certainty. And this is just a real key principle that Robert Stuberg talks about in his program, Creating Your Ultimate Destiny. That's the book I've been kind of talking about. So many of you have not taken advantage of that offer I've given you to go get a free book. You cover the shipping, I send it out to you. But one of the concepts he talks about is that it's a very, very simple process. It's not rocket science. You decide what you want in life. You adopt the beliefs and emotions that are going to lead you to that goal in life. You decide exactly what the plan is you've got to do it. And then you take action. You do it. Taking action is what's going to get you to your goal and create the life that you want. But remember what I said earlier. All the perfect planning, thinking, organizing, and timing in the world is never going to create your life. Only the actions and alignment with your unique talents are going to help you to create your ultimate destiny. That's my message for today. I hope it's something you've gotten some value for. Do me a favor and share this episode. Share it in your stories. Tag the Daily Mastermind or tag myself in that, and so I can comment. I can promote you as well and give you a shout out. Anyway, that's the message for today. For those of you that are just joining us for the first time, I encourage you to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the podcast episodes. We're going to be doing this every day. And my name is George Wright III, and this has been the Daily Mastermind. Have a phenomenal day. Talk with you soon.